How's it going, everybody? This is Devin Steiner, Manager of Athletic Communications. I'm joined by the head women's soccer coach, Paige Eli. Paige, how's it going?
It's going all well, just trying to hang in and keep saying as much as possible.
Yeah, I hear you. Definitely a weird situation for everybody. Talking about kind of interesting situations. You're a fall sport, so only a few months away, really, from your season beginning, practices, stuff like that. How are you and your team doing with kind of the uncertainty of what the fall is going to look like for you guys?
It's pretty nerve-wracking because we don't know what's going to happen between now and obviously the first date that we're allowed to report back to campus for pre-season. So my message to the girls is always, just work hard, stay healthy, stay safe, and just kind of presume things as if it's going to continue in the fall. So that's all we can do right now with so many uncertainties. Most important thing is to look after yourself. And then when the fall time comes, it's go time for us,
Yeah, and your roster for 2020, how's it looking? Are you trying to add anybody else, or is it full and are you done for the year? What are you looking at?
We're pretty much done for the year now. We're just finishing up with adding the last 2 players to our roster. So we'll have a 25-player roster this year, which will be really nice for us. So excited. I think we got a good group of players coming in. It was interesting with the 9 seniors that we had leaving. Some of them had some great impact on the team. So we had to look to replace those players, especially. But the competitiveness, I think, is going to be really good in the fall. So I'm excited to see what the girls are ready to bring.
And you had a big senior class. You just mentioned it. You had 9 that graduated. That's a really big senior class. They accounted for 33% of your offense. Who are you looking towards? Is it some incoming players or some players that are returning to kind of fill that void, that gap in the offense, that 33%?
We've definitely got a good group of incoming players that can definitely test the waters of some teams' defenses. And then, our sophomore class is really strong, and I still think they've got a lot more to bring potential-wise. So I'm really excited to see what some of those girls are willing to do and step up. And then we look at some of our other offensive players. We get, hopefully, Maddie Zayan back full strength in the fall as well. So very excited to see what they're going to bring for us.
Do you have any games for this upcoming season that you have circled or you kind of fired up? I know it's a few months out. You're not really focused on that as much. Do you have any deep back in the back of your mind? You're like, ooh, I can't wait for that one.
Do you know what it is? It's all going to be exciting for us because ultimately we may end up playing all our games as conference opponents. So playing any GLIAC teams, a good excitement. Obviously, we get the luxury of playing Grand Valley twice. We'll play, I think, Northwood twice and potentially Northern Michigan twice. So all the teams, we love a good game against Ashland, a great team to play against. Really competitive games last season. So I think we're excited to play against them. And then, the local rivalries that we have Grand Valley. Ferris is usually a big one for us, which we enjoy playing against, and Northwood too. So, all the opponents are great games for us, good challenge, and just really fun to be a part in the coaching world of. So,
what does the next couple of months look like for you and your team leading up to the season?
Prepping for the fall, it's making sure that as a coaching staff we're prepared as possible for what's to come, and just making sure the players are ready, because if everything's a go-ahead, we want to make sure they're fit and healthy to be ready to roll for the season. So just a lot of prep time for the fall. Really started working on our 2021 class, start looking at our 2022 class as well within this time. So much time on our hands, get as much done as possible is what I say. So kind of been really busy, just dabbling in loads of different things over the last couple of months.
Yeah, and final question for you, kind of a fun one here. A lot of people watch and binge Netflix, especially during the quarantine. Do you have any shows that you've watched or have watching during this time?
Yeah, I don't really watch Netflix too much. I have an account, but I don't really use it too much. But the one show that I did binge watch, and it took me about 2 weeks to watch all the way through, was All American. Very, very good. So I was addicted to that, and then after that, kind of just didn't watch Netflix at all. So not real TV. I'd rather put on TV and watch back old soccer games. So.
Oh, I'll have to watch that one. I watched Money Heist. It's a 4-part series about a bank robbery.
I started episode 1 and turned it off. I couldn't get into it. So.
All right. Thanks again for joining me, Paige. I hope everyone that and your family and friends and all that is staying safe during this time. Hopefully your team can come back in the fall and enjoy a full season and practices and all that stuff uninterrupted. So hopefully that happens. But in the meantime, stay safe, and thanks for joining me, Paige.
Devin, appreciate it.